A very warm welcome to all the viewers of Crypto TV. This is Manoj Dara. The pandemic proved to be a threat for India's cybersecurity that led to the leaks of COVID-19 test results and a cyber attack on systems of an airline service provider that resulted in the leakage of personal data of 4.5 million passengers. According to a study by US cyber tech firm CrowdStrike, on an average, companies across the world take 7 days to respond to cybersecurity breaches. In contrast, Indian companies take around 9 days. These stats push India to the bottom of the list when it comes to dealing with cybersecurity threats and attacks. To explain the concept of cybersecurity in detail, we have invited a very robust panel for you. So, what's upping India's cybersecurity threat? We will discuss this. What makes it so hard to implement a cohesive cybersecurity policy? We will bring to you. We have invited Mr. Bharat Panchal, Chief Industry Relation and Regulatory Officer at Discover Financial Services, and he is a mastermind architect of digital risk management and cybersecurity for India's payment ecosystem. Bharat sir, welcome on Crypto TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manoj.
Our second guest is Mr. Pritham Rao. He is CEO of Coil Audits, creating a secure Web3 ecosystem through smart contract audits. Pritham, welcome to the show as well.
Thanks for having me.
Our third guest is Deepika Singh, Maharashtra's Cyber Police Department. She has come from Harvard and she is a mentor as well on many projects. Deepika, welcome to the show. Our fourth guest is Mr. Prasanna Loha, Chief Innovation Officer, DCB Bank, and he is a founding member at India's Blockchain Forum. Prasanna, welcome to the show as well.
Thank you, Manoj. Look forward for this wonderful discussion today.
Absolutely. So my first question is to Bharat sir. What's your opening remarks as far as cybersecurity concerned in India's context to begin with?
Well, thank you for having us on this wonderful show. And this, I would say, it is a need of hour to discuss about the cybersecurity challenges. Unfortunately, we have seen a digital disruption in last 1 decade, but at the same time, we have seen the flip side of that, and that is called the cybersecurity challenges or cybersecurity attack or whatever name you may give. That exposes us to the world which is, though it is virtual world and the invisible world, but where the maximum threats are coming, be it human being, be it consumer, be it organization, be it government, or even it comes to national security as well. So I believe that the collectively the cybersecurity is something which has become a maniac, which is definitely going to take a lot of time or a lot of effort from all of us to manage in a very controlled manner.
Sure, Pritham, my next question to you is, what's your experience involving cyber fraud and, how blockchain can help safeguard it even further as far as, we're talking about your opening remarks, if you can just highlight that.
Sure. So like in our startup world, all the startups are mostly focusing on the building of the things, the development of the things, right? So very less startups are focusing on the, you can say the safe and, cyber secure their product, anything. Like in startup world, we can see many startups like Zomato users, like data got hacked and data got leaked, right? So as a startup, if you're building a product, we should be focusing on the cybersecurity or security of the product from the first stage only, right?
Perfect.
The second thing is like how blockchain can provide our, a safe and security to these things.
Sure.
So blockchain can provide security safely to many applications. It can be like you're building any, blockchain-based supply chain solutions or blockchain-based, Aadhaar, any kind of things, right? So the users own the data, right? Like they are having the private keys, the access controls, anything, right? So in this way, the blockchain can help like safety and security of loads of data, and in blockchain, user is the owner and he controls everything.
Perfect. So Deepika, you have worked with Maharashtra government, and can you just share your experience with our viewers which involves cyber fraud and how blockchain can help safeguard it even further? If you can just explain this to our viewers.
So I was deputed to the Chief Minister's office, whereon my posting happened to the Maharashtra Cyber Police Department. There is where I got the entire span of the state's cyber ecosystem, which is covering a populace of more than 120 million plus people. There is certainly a coverage of a number of cyber labs, a number of police stations across. However, we still have a very long way to go in terms of our evolvement and in terms of catching up to the number of modus operandis that are, coming across. Once my stint was over there, I began my firm, especially focusing on the research base and the crimes that were happening on taking care of the various types of modus operandi, taking out the solutions for the same, the SOP for the same. And this is something that I see as the need of the hour, where the law enforcement, like regulatory authorities, as well as the masses, including the awareness firms such as the media as well, need to go hand in hand in order to educate everybody in order to take care or be aware or be safe from the kind of cyber crimes that are happening. To be very honest, whenever I have seen, and in my experience, I've trained more than 3,000 police officers and investigated more than 1,500 cases in terms of different types of FIR. Every time I see a particular FIR, 4 words come to my mind. Just if they were aware.
All right.
So if this awareness factor is taken on, this is something that, we'll be able to overcome very, very successfully.
Awareness is the key word, which I've picked what Deepika is saying. What's your opening remarks?
Yeah, I think cybersecurity is a very, very important aspect. Life has changed. If you look at the last 50 years and in that also, if you see last 25 years, when internet was not there, right, there were not so much challenge around cyber security. It was always about security or physical security. But while we are entering the digital world, it is a new paradigm, cyber security, wherein organizations, governments, banks are always looking at how they can adopt better tools, better processes, better people, right, wherein they can, at the end of the day, safeguard citizens and the customers who are operating on these business models. And while we are today and Web 2.0 and tomorrow we talk about Web 3.0 and blockchains and all, very, very important to see what more technologies we can really emphasize on a cyber security side. I think awareness is one of those keys. I think what people say, most of the fraud does happen because of some kind of a negligence, some kind of a process elapse. Almost 90% fraud does happen because of that. I think technology comes later. I think awareness is a fundamental key for avoiding cyber frauds.
So my second question is to Preetham, being at quality audits and completed numerous smart contract audits, do you believe the blockchain industry is secure enough? What's your opinion on this?
So blockchain, I feel blockchain, the protocol that you are building, right, is very secure. I feel it, right. But the products that we're building on the blockchain, like on Ethereum blockchain, on Polygon, or any blockchains, right? So while we're building any DApps on the blockchain, we should be taking care all the safety, like all the safety standards and everything, right? You can say blockchain is secure, but the products that we're building are not secure. And why they are not secure? Because the blockchain is, first of all, is very new. The language in which we are coding is very new, right? So there is no best experts, and we don't know what can be the next attack vector, right? Like maybe last month there were flashstone attack vectors.
Or beanstalk protocol.
Yeah, any kind of rug pulls is going on, right? But we don't know what can be the next attack vectors on the blockchain protocols can happen. So the blockchain protocols are not secure yet because this blockchain is very new, and even the developers are very, very new to this language. So it's a very long way to go.
So we will discuss the beanstalk protocol in detail, but my next question is to Bharat sir is, UPI is such a groundbreaking implementation. So what have you learned, sir, from this project? If you can just explain this. And there are broader concerns as far as payment integration is concerned, which is going on between the RBI and the exchanges. So if you can simplify this process for our viewers, sir.
I think UPI is always a matter of pride for we as a country, and I personally feel more blessed to work right from the concept to the rollout and the whole journey. So something close to my heart. But UPI, when we were conceptualizing UPI, cybercrime were at its rise. And especially India had seen a couple of incidents, and we also did good research about what's a worldwide issue about the cybersecurity.
Right.
Unfortunately, what happened at the time, UPI, again, as you rightly say, path breaking, but it's unique in this sort of on way. I mean, it is nowhere in the world existing. So you don't have anything to benchmark, right? In case of card industry or payment industry, you have benchmark what is happening in the world, but UPI itself is a benchmark for the rest of the world. So while we thought that is a constraint, but we converted that constraint into something called blessing, because not having a legacy technology is a great blessing. You can play around with whatever new technology available as on that day. You can do that. That is what exactly we did with UPI. And when we were developing or designing security, I must tell one thing about the role of security, which I believe that not yet very well digested by people. Security is something has to be there from day one when you start conceptualization. Right. You cannot add as icing on the top, icing on the cake at later stage, because then it's not security. One great lesson I must share with the viewers that in UPI, right from the day one, first time when we discuss about UPI type concept to the rollout, I and my team was fully integral part of everything what we did. So therefore, the security has been inculcated in the UPI platform right from the day one. That is point number one. The point number two is, in the previous question, we were debating about the cyber challenges and all. With all responsibility, I can say that even in today, I think, we have rolled out somewhere in 2016, and now roughly around 4-5 years in very effective implementation of UPI. I can vouch for the security of UPI in a way that there is no single major incident happen because of the technology loophole in UPI platform. Absolutely. As of today.
Absolutely.
And touch wood, I would pray that it will go forever. However, fraud which are happening today are out of greed, out of fear, and out of ignorance. That is what the counting around 95% of fraud today worldwide. I would not say worldwide, but countrywide. It is out of greed, fear, and ignorance. There is no role technology is playing where frauds are reported. So that is the second flip side of this. The third point is you said about the integration with the exchange and all. I don't want to get into that some exchanges where allow or not allow. That is separate. But look at the robust integration, which API based integration about all the PSPs and all other players, those who are connected with UPI. The security of all this API based integration is so much so robust. That is what is paying price back today. Because security was never left or never afterthought or never unwanted baby in all this implementation.
So Prasanna, few keywords is fear, greed, and integration. That's what Bharat sir has highlighted. What's your view on the UPI episode?
Yeah, I think UPI is one of the greatest innovation we have seen in the last decade, right? So I think I've been part of initial conversations and the rollout from our bank side. And I do really agree with Bharat sir. UPI is a path-breaking ecosystem, and it's built on a futuristic architecture, which really helps to say that it's far more secure than any of those ecosystems. Any innovation is always treated as an innovation only if it is being utilized by the larger community, and UPI is one of those examples. You have seen last couple of years the way transactions are going on high and on a UPI. A lot of use cases with the Google Pays, Phone Pays, almost WhatsApp banking is coming on a UPI. I think it's one of the best innovation which we have seen at India, and the world is watching around UPI. World is asking UPI to come to their countries. We have seen examples like UAE or Singapore or Nepal. I think it's one of the path-breaking use case. And if you talk about a security of a UPI, far more secure compared to other ecosystems out there in the world. So hats off to NPCI team who has made it really possible for India for this path-breaking ecosystem, which is built on top of a payment stack which we have at NPCI. I think that gives a lot of liberty for India to really make a great use case around payments.
All right. So as we are talking about cyber securities and its broader concern, we have Preetham was highlighting something about the smart contracts and its implementation.
Absolutely. What Preetham wanted to emphasize on, we can always say that blockchain is a path-breaking technology. It safeguards. It has its own benefits, like it is a single source of truth, and the smart contract is one of those phenomena. It makes sense that every system can be safeguarded with the blockchain, but ultimately it is a piece of code.
Right.
The way we have seen a standard code which are into web technologies like Javas or Python is another piece of code, right? And there is always a room for some kind of a hack. So what Preetham wanted to emphasize, before making any product or any use case live, it has to be undergone your QA, UAT. Apart from that, security aspect is very, very important. How do we audit that smart contract, right?
Perfect.
How efficiently you have written. There are some guidelines, and it's very, very important. Even if you are approaching blockchain as a security technology for your network or any of the use case, makes sense. You need to undergo some kind of a vulnerability test, penetration test, and smart contract auditing. Yeah.